Hi everyone, Sam here from the Soul of Stella with another pick a card reading for you today. And this one is all about gentle truths, okay? We're not going blunt AF on this one. We're going gentle. This is what you need to know. Okay, gentle truths, why it's time for you to let go, okay? So I did kind of have the idea that this could be anything, okay? It could be that you need to let go of a job, a person, a place, a thing. But I do get a strong sense that a lot of these are love. I actually haven't looked at any of the cards that I shuffled for each pile, but we'll see what comes out. So do just think about the situation, or think about the guidance that you need from your higher self, from your spirit team, from the universe, and then choose your pile accordingly. I do apologize if my voice is a little raspy. This Easter long weekend when I'm recording this, and I've been to one too many gigs and screamed my little heart out. So that's probably why we're going gentle as well. Let's just be honest. Okay, so use your intuition, ground yourself. Yeah, and ask for the best and highest guidance for you. And that's what I do when I shuffle the cards. So please only take what resonates. It still is only a general collective reading. And please remember that you have free will to completely change this situation if you want to and go in a different direction. And we cannot change other people, and time is fluid. With all that being said, this is pile number 1, this is pile number 2, and this is pile number 3. Jump down to the description box to the timestamps, and I will see you in your reading. Hi pile 1, this is your reading all about the gentle truths that you need to go when it comes to why it's time for you to let go, okay? I've already pulled some cards, so I'm going to lay out the cards that I've got here. Excuse my voice if you missed my intro. Okay, so you've got the Knight of Cups. This could be someone coming forward, okay? But it also, like, if this has got to do with something you need to let go, I also feel like you may be mediating something. You may even need to apologize for something, or you might need some tact, okay? This situation requires some tact, some grace from you, and possibly a sense of like, my cup is full, therefore I don't need to steal anyone else's moment. There's that kind of energy here. So I do see you coming forward as someone quite self-assured here, but not cold, okay? You're open to seeing both sides or all sides of the story here. You've also got the Four of Swords, okay? So this is about rest and relaxation. This is about taking time to make a decision. You may have already done that. You may have taken some time already. But it also does come from a place of I needed to fill up my own cup, right? So that I could be in my armor. This is a very, very armored up Knight of Cups. And so it's almost like a protection method of self-love that you're coming at this situation with. I'm coming with my full cup of self-love so that I can gather myself and be, it's like having sovereignty over your emotions. You're in a very emotionally stable place because I think you got to that place through a bit of retreat action, okay? Interesting there. Three of Wands. So I feel like you've been waiting for this kind of release, I'm sensing. You've been waiting for this release, or you've known it's been coming. You've been looking towards the new horizon in this situation. And you may have actually made a decision about something and have been waiting for the result of this to come through. So, I mean, it is very gentle so far. But I do feel like you know it's time to let go because it's reached its pinnacle. You know, it's reached its natural end point, or it's reached a milestone point here. It's like the ship is ready to come into the safe harbor of your emotions so that it can be, you know, packed up with all the baggage and all the hurt as well. I'm hearing weapons, okay? So it's almost like you're putting your weapons down. You've done the retreating. You've filled yourself up with self-love so that you can come forward as someone who understands from someone else's point of view, and now you're filling the ship up with weapons you know, the weapons that you once perhaps used in this situation, to send them away. You know, they're no longer needed in your life. And that period of time, this feels like letting go of a lot of anger too. 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, I really think you've done the work here, but also this could be something to do with a job or career that you're letting go. And you know that it's like, well, my time has come. You might have had like a subcontract kind of role. You might have been a temp or something like that, but you've really put in effort. Maybe it's a project as well. You know, maybe it's something where you could have literally been building a boat, or there's something where you were called to have really high standards here. This almost, I'm feeling it kind of read in reverse. Okay. You feel like you've developed some skills on this project or in this love affair. There's very much, this could be something to do with love, but I do feel like it's something creative and hands-on as well. Whether this was, look, it does feel like a role, and that could be like a parent or step parent or even like a nanny or guardian kind of role as well. Interesting. I want to get some more information. But I feel like it's reading in reverse. Like you put in the hard work, you dedicated yourself, then you were waiting the results to come in. It also feels like something legal, and this is why it's coming to an end. You know, this is why it's time to let go, and that you actually had this rest and recuperation period so that you could come back to a place of romance if this was a legal situation involving divorce, or back to a place of self-love if this was a legal situation that required a lot of hard work and dedication and focus on other things instead of yourself, and you were really quite burnt out in the process to the point where you needed to kind of take sanctuary. You may have taken a week off, you may have taken like a mental health day or two there as well, so that you could come back into a place of, I feel, creativity. You know, you were bogged down with things that were quite intense, and you've come back to this place of feeling more like yourself. You've also got love here with the tomato. Love potion is here. 30, the number 30. And Libra energy too. Okay, so Libra energy is Venus energy. It is love, but it's also something coming into balance. So again, with that diplomatic energy, diplomatic, mediator, negotiator, you know, you've been working hard at something, okay? So I feel like the work that you put in to a relationship, you knew it was coming to an end. You retreated to gather yourself. And now that you're, you know, walking on your own path, you can come back to a sense of balance within love. But it does feel like a balance of self-love first. And if this is going to be an apology, and look, the knights aren't normally apologies. They're normally people coming towards us, okay? So, look, if you're apologizing, I think it's to yourself. I don't believe that there's going to be an apology for this situation here. If there was, it feels like it was a long time ago, and it was like, okay, well, we both agree, there's some kind of mutual agreement. I do kind of get that there was a third party, or that there's a child involved with this tomato that isn't attached to the vine here, and it's a lot smaller and it's a different color. You know, these two kind of feel like soulmates, and then you've got the little one down here. It just feels like something was interrupted, or something needed to be protected. You know, when you bruise a tomato, you have to be careful that you don't like pierce the skin and then all the like seeds come out, or the liquid comes out. I didn't mean for that to sound any other way, by the way, other than the way it is. Yeah, let's get some more info. Trust the timing. Yeah, look, I feel very at peace with this. So it very much has the energy of gentle truths. Like, this is just, you knew this all along. This was the timing that it needed to go. This was the path it needed to go. It feels very mutual. Okay, I don't think that this is new love coming in. I think it's just coming back to self-love. And I think you can trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out for you to meet someone else, okay? And I know that can be such a scary thing if you're of a certain age and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm wasting my life by not sharing it with someone else. But there is a sense of like, as something comes in, like especially as a wave comes in, it's going to pull some sand away with it. And then it's going to take a pause before the next wave comes in, and it's going to bring, you know, seaweed and you know, sea glass and sticks and all sorts of things, shells up to the shore that you get to experience. Okay, so there is like the tide is changing. The moon cycles are changing the tide cycles, and time isn't running out because the waves will always keep going, okay? And I feel like you have a sense of understanding here. Like, my heart will go on, okay? What's with all the ship energy here? That's, if you don't know, it's a Celine Dion song from Titanic. So I'm really getting like this sense of like you saw this coming, and it's almost like you had to put everything in a ship. You may actually be moving country or something like that, and your belongings might be going by ship. Wow. Yeah, you may have gone on a cruise here as part of your rest and like recuperation kind of period. But it does feel like a strong emotional energy as well, that ship energy. It feels like a strong emotional energy, and you've got water. You know, tomatoes are made up of a lot of water. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. Look, this feels like other people trying to give you their 2 cents, 2 bob on your life and what you do with your life now. And I think this gentle truth of why you need to let go is because there really does feel like you understood that you were in an underworld period of your life. It doesn't mean to say that this person that you were possibly in a relationship with, and it either has to do with a working, loving relationship, so two partners that worked together, and there may be a business that needs to be separated, or it's just work, or it's just a love situation. But I do feel like there's either a child or a third party involved. Even with the 3 of Wands, this could be like, as the minute you found out about this other person, you knew, okay, this is what I have to do. But I do get the sense that you just had a sense that it was coming anyway, okay? So that the gentle truth about why it is time to move on is because when you really reflect in hindsight. Now, what is the card that, this is hindsight too. This is hindsight. This is foresight, actually. This card is all about seeing ahead. So that's that energy of, well, I knew it was coming. I could read the signs, but there is a sense of hindsight with the work, the dedication. There's a sense of, wow, okay, interesting message. This may have been a situation that's been repeated. Okay. And in hindsight, you're like, oh, well, I've actually experienced something like this before. Not necessarily like a marriage breakup per se, but a breakup or an ending. A moving away from. There's very much like a distance. Okay. But it comes with a sense of, I've been here before, and that's the skills that I came into this situation with. But you knew that this wasn't exactly going in the direction it should have been going in, and you knew that this world, even if it was in your mind's eye, in your heart space, in the belief, the romantic, like inner child belief about what kind of love you were going to have, you always knew that there was something better, and that you need to lead yourself, you know, over this terrain and up into this oasis full of running water, okay? Lots of running water, lots of abundant emotions, lots of available love, okay? Someone might have been very hung up or very astute with their work to the point where they actually ignored you, took you for granted, never gave you the time of day, okay? And I think that this is just saying, like, you knew this all along, but you also know that your ship will come in again. Your wave will come in again. What gets washed up on the shore is to be, you know, is to be seen. But you do know that there is an oasis of love somewhere where there's an abundance of love, somewhere where your heart space will be honored and seen and held. Ring. Wow. A marriage will take place, either romantic or business. Okay, this is just confirming the idea that this could be a marriage breakdown. I nearly swore. Boat. Wow, this is like Noah's Ark. Money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. Okay, doesn't that boat look like a Noah's Ark depiction? What is with all this boat energy? Okay, that's really, really interesting, and it does confirm that this separation, this awaiting the results of the divorce, okay, we're waiting the results of your justice, I guess, is going to allow you to have your share, okay, of money or property or inheritance, so that you can move forward and you can get in that boat, okay? That boat is going to carry you to new destinations. This is a Miracle Now card from Gabby Bernstein. I can think my way out of fear. Wow, I can think my way out of fear. This is really about choosing better thoughts, okay? And that's very much the Four of Swords energy, okay? Instead of overthinking things, you're actually allowing that mental capacity to kind of reset, and not get too caught up in it was me, it was you, blaming, harsh words. It's actually like pulling back your words. It's pulling back the noise as well. Very much so the noise, and taking a moment. So this is about choosing new thoughts to not get too fearful of what lies ahead, okay? Because I do feel like that sense of going with the flow here, okay? Forging your own path, sure, but trusting the timing as you go. You know, one of my favorite like sayings is to move with your manifestations. It's putting the action behind what you're trying to manifest. But at the same time, manifestation does involve a touch of surrender, quite a lot sometimes. And you can have all your ducks in a row, but there might be still a lesson that you need to learn in order for the love to come in order for the, you know, paperwork to be complete. It's taken this long because it's taken this long because you had to learn this, because they had to learn this. There's all these parts at play here. And I'm actually getting a bit choked up in my throat. So yeah, I think that you had to withdraw the overthinking so that you wouldn't say things that would put you in a place that you didn't want to be, or that would take you back to a place, I just heard, that you don't want to be in. A tit for tat kind of thing that felt petty. And I think you really rose above it, or you're about to rise above it. If this hasn't happened already, you're about to rise above it because of the break or pause that you take, okay? So if you need to take a vacation to kind of sort this, I just heard sort self out, okay? That is part of the process. You might feel like, oh, I can't celebrate yet, but it's actually part of the process. It's part of the divine timing. I just heard Nusa Dua as well. So if you're heading to Bali, Indonesia, or anything like that, yeah, that might be a healing place for you. Growth. Wow. Green is extremely healing color. And then you've got flow, okay, with the watery energy. And what waters a flower or a plant? Okay, it's water and it's sunshine and it's love, okay? The affirmations, I feel like you've got a lot of love that you need to give to yourself, and there's going to be a really awesome period of growth here for you, to the point where it's going to feel like abundant love again, okay? It's going to feel like abundant love in your garden. And this is a garden deck. This is the Green Witch Oracle, and I've actually written there's quotes from the guidebook, and I've actually written on the back. I'll read it to you. The lesson I have thoroughly learnt, and wish to pass on to others is to know the enduring happiness that the love of a garden gives. Okay, so this is the enduring happiness that you find within self and the garden of yourself, the garden of your own being, okay? And how you tend to that garden and tend to the garden of your mind. And I just heard mind and gut, okay? So the gut is the second brain. Like really, you might be needing to do a cleanse. You might need to get some chlorophyll. Is that the word? Chlorophyll. Is that the word? Yeah, you might need to get your greens, okay? Really get some sunlight. Get those nutrients into your body and soul and really hydrate your body and soul as well. Also diving under a wave. And yeah, it could be literally taking a boat holiday here too. Wow. Okay, 45, 7th house relationship. Oh, my heart is like, it's got 30 extra beats. Holy dooly. What is this? This is really beautiful, pile number 1. Beautiful energy. You are healing. You're healing something really big in relationships here. And I think that this situation, even if it had a stressful beginning, a stressful middle, it's going to have a very peaceful, harmonious, almost happy relief, you know, excitement for the future. It's got a beautiful outcome. It's got a healing outcome for you. Very healing energy here. The 7th house is partnerships. It's marriage, life partners, okay? It can sometimes talk about business partners. It can talk about foreign affairs as well, and contracts. So look, it's time to let go of this situation so that you possibly can. And if this isn't a marriage, okay, if this is not a marriage that you are separating from, it's the end of a long-term committed relationship to a point, okay? Someone you may share a child with, that then allows space and growth for your optimum self-love, but it does also offer space for potential marriage to come in. If marriage is important to you, it's just come up with the ring, it's come up with this, it feels like it's coming up with this. Someone coming towards you at some point, but I really do feel that there is a lot of growth for you first, okay? And I think that's really going to be powered, okay? I just heard powered by. So that makes me feel of like a boat with a big motor. Like this is a boat that's going places, okay? You might want to visualize this. You might want to use this in a meditation as well. Very gentle, like I just feel very like floaty in my energy. So yeah, you might want to do some meditation in a bathtub or a body of water somewhere. Even if it's like bobbing your head under the water, you know, when it blocks out all the noise and you just get a sense of like being in your own world. If you can put some goggles on or snorkels on or something like that as well, maybe like literally go for like a dive. That's going to just give you answers for yourself. And you could really go on a visualization process about, you know, putting your life inside this boat, and what does the boat look like? Is it a jet ski? Is it a ski boat that's got a lot of power? Is it a cruise ship? Is it, you know, is it a cruise liner? Is it stately? Is it a tinny? Like, where are you going in this boat, and who do you want to invite into this boat with you? And there is a sense of balance, okay, where if you invite this person in, their energy isn't going to capsize this cup, this boat, this vessel of water, which is interesting because it's like you're on water, but I feel like the boat has the water of your emotions held safely within it, okay? So yeah, I would go and do some meditation on that. I feel like I want to get one more message for you here. Why is it time to let go? I think I want to get... Yeah, let's get one of these. Final advice for pile number 1 in this situation. Why is it time to let go? Because you know, but where are you going next? Where are you going next? Thank you. Loss. Sometimes you learn true offering through loss. You make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of the ego's. Wow. And look, it's like a winter on the tree. And then the tree is going to grow its leaves back and rejuvenate. So this is the death energy, okay? The death and the rebirth energy is what I'm getting here. Something had to go. Something had to end, and it is for, and it was like a natural cycle here, very much so, with all the natural elements here, with this like a family tree, getting a sense of that as well. A sense of loss so that something else could be reborn, that something else could be rebirthed. And I mean, like, love can be rebirthed. It doesn't mean that a new, like an old relationship's coming back, although that could be for some of you. I just get a sense that now's the time for you to do that, like, rest phase where the coal, where everything has been through the bushfire, the ash is going to break down and nourish the new shoots that come through. Okay, so there's definitely lessons that have been learnt here, and you knew this all along, but you're thinking your way out of fear because there's actually so much to feel next. Okay, this is preparing you to feel big, deep spiritual love next. Wow. That's what I have for you, pile number one. Please let me know how it resonates in the comments below. Thank you for your energy exchange with the likes, shares, and comments that you always give me. I so appreciate it. I'm wishing you all the best. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Pile number two, welcome to your reading. This is gentle truths today. Very gentle truths. Pile one kind of left me on like floating on cloud nine. It was beautiful. Why is it time for you to let go of this person, place, thing, whatever? Okay, please only take what resonates. I do have a bunch of cards already, so let's get into it. We've got the Page of Cups. Okay, there's a sense of knowing, and knowing something since childhood. I just heard knowing something since childhood. It's like an opportunity. It's like a possibility. Okay. Nine of Cups. Oh, okay. Something is like a wish fulfillment here. Something was very fulfilling. Something was very, you achieved a great sense of satisfaction. You achieved a great sense of worth, self-worth. You felt seen. You felt rewarded. Okay. Two of Wands, there was a choice to be made here. There was a decision that needed to be made about what direction to go in next. This was this way or that way. It feels again like an opportunity. Okay, let's get some more information. We've got Purification and Snapdragon. And this looks like a vessel of water. And we also have Gemini energy here. Card number 41, Purification. Okay. This is from the Green Witch Oracle. It's a gardener's kind of deck. So I've got the quote on the back. Let us give nature a chance. She knows her business better than we do. Okay, this is a natural progression. I actually got that right at the end of pile number one. A natural progression. It feels like with this Nine of Cups and this purification, in order for you to get your 10 of Cups, you had to make a decision about where your career was going next. Because the Cups energy can talk about emotions. The Wand energy can talk about communication. It can talk about creative pursuits or passion projects. But it can talk about like, it can also relate to love in the sense of, I need to make a decision that goes with my heart, okay? This is very much a plan to leave, or it's the first steps, okay? Because as you walk away from one thing, you walk towards another thing. That's very, and look at the scroll there, okay? So I do feel like there was definitely a lesson here. There was some kind of wisdom that's been gained that helps you to make this, or has helped you to make the decision, okay? Because it does feel like you're letting go of something that although it gave you a lot of satisfaction, you had to purify. It feels like purifying your life. Like, it's almost like, I don't want to get too idealistic about my career. I don't want to get too head in the clouds about my career with this Page of Cups. And I've achieved a brilliant level of success. I've achieved emotional fulfillment and satisfaction from my job. But with this next opportunity, I need to choose something that gives me a sense of self back, and a sense of like purification feels like stripping away a certain level of toxicity. It feels like bringing something home is what I'm hearing. Bringing something back. And it feels like bring it back to the root, bring it back home. Okay, that's very much like, I'm just seeing like the Four of Wands in my mind as well. So that can have to do with a home base. It can have to do with a marriage. Okay, so just, it feels like pulling something back or saying no to an opportunity. But let's find out more. Big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. There's the Two of Wands again. Okay, it looks like the same kind of energy with this kind of like sun arch right there. And then you can see it again in that card. Okay, so it's like I actually had a bigger vision for my life that doesn't involve me, you know, sticking with this company forever, because I'm going to go out on my own. Okay, this is big picture thinking. This is blue sky thinking. This is a whole universe of possibilities here in your life. And that's the kind of energy that I was getting from the Page of Cups. It was like, this is something I've known since I was a kid that was possible. You know, it feels like you could be an astronaut, you know, there's that kind of traveler kind of energy to this, where you're like, well, I have traversed space and time to make things work this way in my life and achieve what I've achieved. But now I know that there's actually more for me, or I already knew there was more for me. And now this is the point that I know it's time to let this go. It's time to let this go so I can go on to bigger and better. And it feels like something that feels more aligned with you. That feels like the right word. Inspired ideas usually come from a sense of bringing something back to its root, okay? And inspired ideas can actually come from a place of feeling bare and barren and feeling loss and poverty and hopelessness, okay? So I think that the lessons that you've learned, even though you've gained a lot of success, I feel like the story, like in the past here for you, would have been that you worked really hard to get here, okay? And that's why you understand that, okay, now I know exactly what it takes for me to have the next step. And that next inspired idea came from your wisdom of your experience to get to this place, if that makes sense. Okay, Star Family, you're part of a team of souls. Call in support. Yes, it really does feel like you have been listening to the call for your own best and highest good, and what is going to give your life and this stage of your life, okay? I feel like this is something you're walking away from that was something quite long term. I'm talking like more than 18 months. That you committed to this and that you gained this level of success through. But I do get a sense that you've been listening to that call, and with the purification that you've gone through, you're able to, it's almost like you transmit this energy out. Once you achieve this success, it's almost like you're, how do I say this? It's almost like you were a beacon to attract more, or to attract an understanding greater first within yourself of what you needed to do, almost like your next mission, but it's your main purpose in life. It's your main calling in life. It's like your North Star, okay? This is your mission. This is what you came here for. And I really feel like you've been able to start attracting the right people, and it's all kind of fallen into place. Even though you were achieving a level of success, it's kind of like you're going to do like a 180 and flip the switch on someone or on like a company or a job, and they're going to be like, oh, well, we didn't see this coming. You're going to be so like naive to skip on this opportunity now. Pile 2, like, what are you thinking, Pile 2? There's that kind of energy where people are going to be looking at you like, well, Pile 2 is a bloody dreamer, aren't they? Because they got their head in the clouds, or they got their head in the universe. Like, do they really think they're going to make money as a tarot reader, an artist? You know how long it took me to actually tell people that I'm an artist? I'd be like, oh yeah, I paint, you know, like, and maybe you had a sense of imposter syndrome at one point in time. And that's part of the lesson that got you to this level of success and pleasure. that you've been able to enjoy. And there is a sense of bringing back things to the root, coming back to home, coming back to self, that over this period of time of being successful, you've opened your energy field, you've set out a new auric field that has actually attracted different people to you, that when you sit back and look at it, you're like, oh, I actually have been already attracting these people that I need for the next stage to walk through this arch and actually start this new project. It may even be that you've got 2 opportunities and you're saying no to both because you already know what you need to do for you. Wow. Energy. Wow. Ooh, I get the chills down my spine. Yeah, look at that. This feels like an atom, you know, it's a splitting atom. This is something that was always within you. It was just something that needed time to morph into what it is now. And you actually have this burning desire, right? The burning desire of the wand energy that I was talking about, that actually is like, yeah, I need to do this. This is for my best and highest good. And this is part of my soul mission. I've got my soul family around me that, you know, not many people might know about just yet, but they're there. And they're going to support me. I have the motivation to see this through. Ghost, yeah, okay, interesting. And interesting that it's the same kind of color as our tarot deck in this spread. This really feels like you're just kind of neutral about a situation. You're like, well, normally or in the past, I'd be feeling a sense of loyalty to this person or this company or this job and this career. And, you know, I would feel like I would have to say yes to this opportunity just to please people. But you know what? I'm really stepping into that inner child, that youthful energy of mine, and I'm ghosting the opportunities. I'm saying, no, thank you. I'm following my intuitive hits. Okay, the Page of Cups is an intuitive hit, and it might have been something small to begin with, but there's a sense of innocence to it. There's a sense of connection to it as well. This is very empathic energy. This is very highly sensitive person energy who has tapped the F in to themselves and gives you the power, right, the energy to say no thank you. And it's a very neutral no thank you, with no strings, no baggage from you about, oh, I feel torn, you know. And this is why this decision comes with this like scroll energy, this wisdom energy, because you're allowed to take one step away and one step towards something else. Okay. This is beautiful, pile number 2. I'm so thankful for your spirit guides for coming through and being gentle with us. It's exactly the energy that I was hoping for here. And it feels really healthy for you to have a sense of neutrality about this decision, because it means that you get to follow your calling. It means that you're finally listening, and not just listening, you're making the moves towards it. So I did say this to pile number 1, you might have heard me say it before, but I really believe in moving with your manifestations. And if this is something that you've aurically attracted, spiritually attracted towards you, it is a very healthy thing to make assertive decisions from a neutral state, because the energy that you bring to something, especially when you're delivering news about, you know, leaving one thing or possibly saying no to people, the energy that you bring is often the energy that you'll get back. So if you come into it nervous and erratic and really believing and stressing that these people are going to be upset with you, likely they will be. Okay, there's an energy exchange that goes on there as well. So I think that this is kind of like very healthy for you, and it kind of feels like a new thing for you. So I'm really proud of you. All right, we've got card number 48, the 10th house and authority. And now that's interesting, because I do get a sense that you would normally have a problem with authority, but you now are the authority, right? You're the Knight of Cups. You've achieved a level of success. You've moved up to the position that you wanted to. You stepped up. You became content with your own authority. You became content with your own energy, and you feel like you've climbed a couple of mountains to get here, okay? Very much career-based, very much ambition-based, very much reputation, okay? So you've got a good reputation. People are grateful for you, very, very grateful for you. If you've got clients or customers, they love you, get rave reviews, okay? Your colleagues are going to be sad to see you leave, but the authority with which you have stepped into, and it's a quiet, non-egotistical, assertive, and what's the word? Resilient. It's a very resilient type of authority that you've developed here that gives you a quiet power, okay? It gives you the power to make very, what other people would consider either naive or bold decisions that are best for you. But I really get the sense that you have done the work, okay? You have put in the effort. You've been the mountain goat to get to the top of this crazy peak, and it may have been quite a crazy time, and you're like, okay, I had that period of time in my career, no matter your age, okay? This doesn't have to be something that where you're like, oh, well, I haven't quite achieved all the successes. No, I think that there's a point coming where you're going to know, no, actually what I have is like something I always used to wish for, and now I know when I strip everything back, okay? And Snapdragon, just the name, like, I don't think they actually snap, but, or do they? It does get the sense that, like, this is something that, although you knew it was coming, it will take some people by surprise. But the power that you bring to this situation, the quiet authority that you turn up to make this announcement about, like, hey, I'm taking this new journey, okay? I'm taking this new trip. I'm taking this new role. What I'm doing might be considered like a social cause, and that might be scary to some of you, but you don't even need to justify. I really feel like you've got your backpack all ready to go in terms of what I need to do next, okay? And you're quite prepared for the next journey ahead because of what you have achieved before. You've got third house in communication. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a time where you have to communicate this release, this goodbye, okay, this farewell to people, okay? And this could also, I was getting travel with the 10th house, even though it's not normally associated with that, but the sense of ambition and the mountainous range on this card here, but then also the bird energy here, but also the third house can sometimes talk about transportation, and it can sometimes talk about language, okay? So there is a sense that this may have to do with, something, a social cause, or it could have to do with something that you need to go and learn something else about this chosen path. You might even take a pilgrimage, okay, before you actually make the announcement, or you have a period where it's almost like a gap year for your life and you actually take a pilgrimage of some sort that helps you to call in your star family, that helps to gather up the big picture thinking. And if you think about it, big picture thinking can really happen when there's no city lights in the way, and you can see all the stars for what they are, and you take your North Star and you take all your soul family and you pull them together and you have a meeting and you communicate, and you get a lot of spiritual downloads in a sense like that. And especially if you're in a mountainous area, it can definitely feel like you're connected to the higher realms, because the higher you are and the higher the altitude, do you know what I mean? Interesting little side note there. But this is definitely something that you're going to have to communicate. And you've got 41 and 41, okay? So fives are talking about change. They sometimes talk about conflict. So this might not be the easiest conversation to have. And they can talk about a period of instability. So again, I think that some people are going to think that this is like some kind of silly game, but this is also a sense, the 5 can also talk about the 5th house, which is self-expression, it's passion, following your passions, okay? And following that inner child kind of pull, that need, that creativity to do this thing, to execute this plan, that does feel like your true soul purpose here, okay? And the work that you'll put on this earth to do. Let's get a miracle card from the Gabby Bernstein Miracles Now deck. When I've overshared, I simply say, wait, why am I talking? Interesting that we get that card after we just talk about no need to justify yourself, okay? There's no need to explain to people the journey you're going to go on. It's almost like this neutral ghosting energy of just watch me. You'll understand as it all unfolds. You'll understand. And if you don't, that's okay. Because your decision has been very quietly, assertively made, or it's about to be. And this is why Spirit is coming through with this gentle truth of like, you already knew this. Pile number 2, you already knew this, okay? It's time to execute this so that you can take this journey towards what is your true purpose, your true calling. Don't feel like you need to over-explain anything. Don't feel like you need to overshare details. This could be a very personal decision. And if you're dealing with a corporate environment and coming into more of a spiritual realm, coming out of the spiritual closet, if you haven't read Rebecca Campbell's books, I highly suggest that you do. Because she very much experienced that, like coming out of the corporate world, explaining to people, this is what I do, or not, and then just doing it anyway. And look at the success that she's had. So that might be something that's really helpful for you. You've got not unsuccessful plans, okay? So no matter how you tie this up, okay, no matter how you tie up, you know, this option or this option, there's something that just doesn't feel strong enough for you. It doesn't have a strong enough pull for you. Okay, this feels like the tug of war. I don't know if you ever used to do that at athletics carnivals or anything like that, but or at camp or something. It's like a game with a big strong rope with 2 knots and then 2 teams on either side, and they pull in the pull until one team falls over. Sounds aggressive. It can burn your hands for sure, okay? But that's the sense that I'm getting. Like you could burn your hands on someone else's inability to get the knot right, okay? And tying knots is an art, and there's a lot of ways to tie knots. And if you have anything to do with like boats, go and check out pile 1, because there was a lot of like watery energy and nautical themed imagery over there. But I get a sense that you understand that something has to be watertight, I just heard, but it has to be tied right. It has to be tied right. And I do feel like that's a tug on your heart. That's a tug on your soul purpose and a tug on your soul calling. And you know, if I actually said yes to this or yes to that, I would actually be in a position where I would burn my hands trying to fix this situation and trying to hold on for dear life. Whereas I know that if I trust in myself, you know, and go out with this naive idea of mine, that my big picture thinking and the soul family that I'm calling in and the energy in which I'm coming towards this with, and that quiet power that I'm coming from that place to be able to communicate what I need to communicate to these people without oversharing too much of the details, and also not telling too many people the full idea, okay? Because it's a baby idea. Not telling people the full idea because you want to be able to organically raise this baby is what I'm getting. Organically raise this baby of your idea. It's like a seed that you've planted, and keeping things close to your chest, not just for people who won't understand or for avoiding judgment or anything like that, but also you just don't have to. You don't have to, but there is a sense of protecting your idea as well. Dog, close up, pleasure with a close friend. Okay, so you may need to divulge this to someone who really does understand, a close friend that will really understand, someone who is potentially part of your star family, and this might be someone that you're going into this with, or this is just running it by someone. Hi. Full permission here. If someone is your spirit team, they're here and they're like, through me, hi, you're good. Like, let's do this. Like, here's your gentle nudge in the right direction. And there's a sense of being loyal to what is staring you in the face, okay? Being loyal to what is staring you in the face is what I'm feeling from that dog energy and the close-up energy there. All right, let's get some final advice for you, pile number 2. How exciting. I salute you. Go live your best and highest dreams. And I get the sense that the world needs what you've got to create here. What is the final advice? All right, we have non-duality and your path. Wow. Let your authentic humanity shine forth while also bowing to the inner divine. You can become fluent at doing both. Okay? It's like I am this and I also am that. And I, allow everyone else to be that as well. And that sense of making assertive decisions for self as well, and allowing the divine to guide you, but also allowing yourself to move with the guidance. Your path, dear Lord, help me trust that there's a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions, okay? There is a journey that you're going on. There is a sense of a maze here. And there is a sense that you are on the right path by making this decision. Very much feels like this 48 10th house authority energy where you're taking authority over your own destiny here. Taking authority over your own destiny, pile number 2. That is what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. I am absolutely cheering you on, so please let me know what you're up to without full details in the comments below, so I can cheer you on. And yeah, I wish you all the best. Thank you for the energy exchange of the likes, shares, and comments as always. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Pile number 3. This is your reading, your gentle truths, why it's time to let go. We're just diving into something that might be a person, a place, or thing that you need to let go of. I've already got some cards pulled. I can already see the first one. So let's just dive into it. Obviously, only take what resonates if you missed the intro. Okay, we've got the devil energy straight up. So this feels like something that is toxic, okay? Has been toxic, I feel. That would be a big reason. I feel like this kind of overshadows the whole reading right there. Okay, this feels like a big reason why it is finally time to break the chain. I'm getting that energy of like break the chain here. Let this toxic energy out of your life once and for all. So let's move on from that because it will kind of, I think that's going to play a part here. Okay, justice, yes. So something needs to be set right and you know it. This could actually be like a legal matter. Or it could be that this was a karmic kind of situation here, karmic relationship, possibly even karmic friendship. You can have all sorts of different ties when it comes to karmics, and karma isn't always good or bad. Like it's neither good nor bad, but it does have a rap for being bad. And in this situation, it feels, and bad is a strange word, but like it feels like something that it felt oppressive. Okay, so this could also be something for yourself, and having a sense of fairness over an addiction or an obsession that you had yourself. We'll find out. Okay, I'd say no. We've got the 3 of Pentacles here. Okay, so collaboration, teamwork, skills. Okay, or this could also come across as therapy. Okay, group therapy. But that 3 of Pentacles usually does talk about working with other people to create a sense of justice to execute the breaking of the chain. Okay, I just heard Mother of Dragons. Okay, this is something that's caused you a great deal of anxiety, sleepless nights, pain, worry, even a sense of depression. An overruling sense of negativity is coming up here. And so this is very much your focus right now. You could be feeling very much in this energy. And with it, I've been reading all of them in reverse, okay? It feels like you reverse engineer this process. You've got balance and harmony here. I think for a very long time you've been really patient with this situation. And again, reading it in reverse, you want a sense of peace and calm. You want things to be set right, okay? You want harmony. You want tranquility. You want serenity. Wow. And interesting I say that because the serenity prayer that comes with like AA and like rehab kind of centers, usually a lot of people use the Serenity Prayer outside of that, of course. If you don't know what it is, I might actually pop it, or someone pop it in the comments below, because I might forget, but if I remember, I'll pop it in the comments below. But this is a sense of like pouring from one into another so that balance is maintained. This feels like emotional balance as well. So it feels like something has been really playing with your emotions and playing with your mind to a point where you might, I'm feeling heavy energy, to a point where you might have had like a sense of paranoia, okay? A sense of paranoia about this situation. And that is like, I just want sleep, Sam. Like, please give me sleep. Or you're praying to your angels here, because this is divinely guided, like, interference here. Like, it's divine interference to end the sleepless nights, to help you collaborate with some people, to pull your energy and possible resources to get the justice that you need, or the truth, okay? Justice can also be about taking personal accountability, okay? So that if this is a personal situation where you know you've had addictive, obsessive behaviors about something that hasn't been serving you, you are cutting the ties with that shadow self, okay? Wow, emotion and the cucumber. You've got Cancer energy here, and it's card number 4. You've got the moon energy there. Interesting. It's like a cleansing candle, or a ritual candle is on that card as well. But so the 4th house here is talking about roots and home. Okay, it's about nurturing, and I think it's nurturing your emotions here, deep emotions. There needs to be, cucumbers are very fresh. There needs to be fresh eyes laid upon this. There needs to be a cleanse of body, okay? Because your physical body is affecting your emotional body, and it's very much been affecting you mentally. And there's a sense of like this cleansing ritual candle. It feels like the rituals that you do, okay? And so sometimes when we're talking about nurturing self and home and roots, it does come back to the rituals that you do within your life. There's some kind of like neighborhood gathering going on outside my door. I don't know why. Sorry about all that noise. But isn't that interesting? Because it does feel like a sense where, look, you might have been in a situation where you felt like you belonged, or you felt like you had a tribe. Okay, this feels like someone that frequents a watering hole a little too much, or you're around a certain group of people and it's a good time while you're in it, but the next day and the knock-on effect of the day after and the day after, and then even 2 weeks after, it's affecting your relationships, it's affecting your work-life balance, it's affecting your literal sleep and energy levels. It's putting you into a place of actual isolation from the rest of your life, from the rest of the world. Although you might have felt a sense of community with those people laughing outside, nothing is a coincidence in these readings. It's changing the rituals that you do in your day to freshen up, okay? Freshen up the feelings, freshen up that physical, mind, body, soul, 100%. We've got child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lives within you. You've been really blocking your I'm really getting like I'm really getting like throat chakra kind of energy. So it could actually be, look, if you smoke recreational drugs or something like that and it's become like a big problem, that might be something that this has to do with. But I'm also sensing heart chakra energy, but with that blue light energy, and it's coming just under her throat. It feels like this is something that needs to be said. And I also hear like with that 3 of Pentacles, and I said group therapy. It feels like that. It feels like talk it out, okay? And it might have been a wound where you were told to children should be seen and not heard, or it might have even been like, I don't want to see you, I don't want to hear you, and so you've repressed a lot of like your voice, and because that child, right, is coming up, child of the cosmos, it feels like an inner child wound that then you reflected into this pattern of behavior that has not been serving you, and in doing so, you've actually like denied yourself the voice to speak up for yourself and say, I want out of this situation. So if this is a relationship and this is like a lover that you can relate to, or if it could even be mother energy with the fourth house here and Cancer, very mothering energy. It could be a mother. So it's going to be different for all of you. For most of you, I'm feeling this as a toxic behavior of self. For some of you, it's going to be a mother relationship, and for others of you, I think it's a lover relationship, okay? But it's something that has been toxic, and either you or that person has been partaking in things that has stemmed from a childhood wound, or you're not speaking up to actually end this situation once and for all. To speak up and assert yourself in this situation comes from your inner child wound, okay? So it comes from you denying the voice within, okay? And also denying the voice of the universe to speak through to you, okay? If we can put the throat chakra into a mantra for you, it would be, I speak my truth and express myself honestly. And when you're really true and honest with yourself, is when you hear yourself, is when you take accountability for what you have allowed, okay? And that could be, it could be what you have allowed with working with other people, or, and when I say working, being around other people. It very much I get the feeling that there was some kind of shared goal with the mother, the lover, or the community, okay? With that kind of gaggle of people out there, it just really gave me this energy of you sit back at some point and you tuned into yourself for once, and you sit back and you listen to the conversations that are happening, and you're just like, this isn't me. What am I doing here? But I've been poisoning myself with something, a substance, very much so. Very much so. I've been poisoning myself to believe that I belonged in this group. That it was a false sense of security that you felt in this group. Wow. All right, let's continue. A new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. Look, it's going to be a process before you can step onto the new earth. And there is a sense of taking a journey towards it. Okay, so it's not something that's going to happen overnight. But it is happening behind it. And even if I get a sense that you have known, okay, with this sense of patience here, part of you, and this is the interesting part about temperance as well, is I think part of you wanted to believe and hold on to this, okay, wanting to believe that there was some kind of righteousness and some kind of justice to it. There was some kind of I belong here energy to it. And on the other hand, you were like, I actually know that I'm due for a new location, that I need to relocate, that I need to relocate my energy, that I need to relocate my rituals, behaviors, put that addictive, obsessive energy into something else, put that attachment, okay, if you were unhealthily attached to this person with the addiction, or just someone that had like a very toxic, gaslighting, manipulative, I just heard dissociative behaviors. So someone who might have kind of been very hot and cold with you, might have had a very loose grasp of reality, and would very much like breadcrumb, gaslight, like really just kind of make believe energy where you felt like you were the one going crazy. When in fact, I think this person really needs help. There was a sense that you knew all along that something was happening behind the scenes, and there was also a sense of, well, I'm just going to go with the flow until the divine steps in to tell me which way to go. And this is your gentle truth, your gentle nudge, pile number 3, to say it's time to get out of the comfort zone, okay, but to also comfort self, okay, because this journey is going to be quite expressive, I feel, and it's actually going to give you like a propulsion from the chest or from the throat, from that kind of area, okay? Which feels like the way you hold yourself, it feels like a confidence thing. I've just fully put my shoulders back, my chest out. It's like it's a newfound sense of confidence that comes because you're seeking comfort in a new direction, or in a more just, in a more fair direction. One where the consequences of this are giving you a new sense of comfort. Does that make sense? They're giving you pleasure instead of causing pain. Okay, so choose your heart is this kind of situation, is the gentle nudge here. And look at the success energy that's coming after that. Okay, so if you can get out of your comfort zone and eradicate this situation, this behavior, this person, I'm getting a sense that you don't have to do this alone, though, with this Three of Pentacles, really, and the Justice. It could be something that is legally mediated for you, but you, of course, have to take the first steps to make this happen. And it might mean that you're on the bathroom floor crying in the middle of the night, where you actually say, I need help. I need to get some support here. There may be some kind of intervention happening as well. But there's a whole lot of success and new growth coming outside of your comfort zone, because when you get outside of the house, look what you see. You see rainbows, you see butterflies. You know, this is like 10 of Cups energy right here. Okay, there's blissful, happy, peaceful times coming for you, pile number 3, if you can tune into that truth right there. Okay, and take the healing process that this entire reading is suggesting that you do to get on this new planet, to get on the new earth, to create your new world. And that requires you to step outside your comfort zone. But I feel like it's almost like you go for a ride on the rainbow. You know, as soon as you can like climb onto it, that's how you get to the new world, is you go, wee! You know, it's actually going to be quite joyful, because these cards, that freshness, it feels joyful, it feels confident, it feels like growth, it feels happy. You know, so I think it's easy to, or not easy, but it can be very easy to stay in the darkness when misery loves company. And when you think that there's purpose here and that you're needed here, or that this is what love is, or this is all that you deserve. It absolutely isn't. And there's a lot of healing that needs to be had here. And a sense of this, I've never actually seen this word on this card before until now. Moderation. Okay. And so it's like everything in its right time, in its right place, and everything in moderation. Again, it feels like a habit. Okay. It feels like overeating, over drinking, over smoking, over giving, everything in moderation. Okay, you've got Alliance and Conjunction, card 51. This is very much like Mighty Ducks energy, you know, even though they're like geese. It's get your ducks in a row, okay? And again, with that collaborative effort, again, with the help, it's ask the right people for the right help, seek out the right support systems, do not be afraid to fly, okay? And again, with the bird energy, well, I was picking up on throat chakra energy there, but the birds give me air energy, and it's very much about the throat, okay? It's very much about what is said, but it's also about the mind, okay? So, wow, I just heard get your mind on your money and your money on your mind. Yeah, it could very much be about the alliance that you need to fund this court case, this legal separation, or it could be just the support team that you need, finding the right people for the job. I feel like they're actually going to flock, okay? They're going to flock towards you. There is also a sense of when you find your tribe, you will fly. And okay, this just reminded me of something that my pub friends used to say. It's hard to soar like an eagle when you're surrounded by pelicans, okay? Or it might have been penguins that they meant, but they said pelicans, because pelicans are considered like a bit dopey, you know? And an eagle is like sharp and on edge and on point, and very, very different birds. But the birds of a feather flock together is what I'm getting at. You are the result of the top 5 people that you hang around. Very ironic that was kind of said around like a table of yeah, pub friends. But I think that's the difference, you know. If and that's interesting too. That's interesting because I have a lot of love for those people in my life, and it makes me think that, look, I think the people that you're hanging around, they too want a good life too. And so even if misery loves company, and there might be people that come and go from your social circle that makes it feel quite big and makes it feel like you have this tribe and it's really fun, it's cool, I love this, right? But I do get a sense that the ones that really, you know, talk about ideas and not people, those people are the people that will be inspired by your efforts. And so you could have some serious impact, and you could actually make some alliances with some of these people from this group, this situation, maybe even friends of this partnership or friends of your mum, however, which situation resonates most with you. And you actually flock together, and you become the Mighty Ducks. You become like powerful. If you haven't seen the movie, showing my age, but like, you know, we're more powerful in our pattern together to hit the goal, strike a chord, like get the job done, that kind of energy. And there's a sense of, we're going to rise above this. We're going to rise above this. Okay. Let's get this is from the Miracles Now deck by Gabby Bernstein, because there is a sense of like, we need to create a miracle here, but also moving with your manifestations to allow the miracle to happen and to say yes to the miracle. Okay. I welcome abundance, and I will pay attention to the guidance I receive. Yeah. Isn't that interesting after I just said saying yes to the opportunity? Okay. So when the chance is here, it's really a sense of, I got to take it. And this is that 10 of Cups energy. That's abundance in love and happiness and peace. Okay. And sometimes it's the simple things in life that matter the most, but that's a lot of happiness. Like, I'm not underestimating the 10 of Cups in any way, shape or form. It's like ultimate pinnacle of happiness. Okay. I welcome abundance, and I will pay attention to the guidance I receive. If you do the things that these alliances and these conjunctions and these support people and this potential legal team, okay, if you take the right steps, and it may be, if this is your situation, taking the right steps to go to rehab or do the therapy or do the community work, whatever it is that you need to do, or, you know, go and see these health specialists, you actually have to turn up. You actually have to participate. You actually have to work on yourself. The healing is really in your hands. The peace is in your hands. And you are at that point where you're at rock bottom. So you have to take the guidance as you receive it, and also from the universe, okay? And also from that wounded inner child space, you have to take that guidance to keep taking the steps forward. And that is getting out of your comfort zone over and over and over and over again. That can take years, okay? But I do feel like it's not going to be that long for you. I feel like this is a work in progress, and it's actually about to like really kick off, okay? Yeah, and there's a sense of abundance that really comes from you doing the work, taking the steps, listening to the guidance given to you, okay? And it's not that you don't have the wisdom. I think that you know all of this within your own conscious already. You have a high sense of morality and values. It's just that you have to follow the guidance of people that are skilled professionally in a certain area at some point in your life. It's like eating humble pie to get to where you need to go, okay? Okay, compliments from an admirer. Look, the universe is here saying, job well done. Part number 3, job well done. You deserve more than what you've been getting, and you deserve, and if you think that this was love, okay, you do not have to accept that. You can move out of this situation, and you can reform. You can start over, and you can receive the abundance from other people. You can receive the great happiness and love outside of this situation, okay? Wow. Dragon, beware of self-delusion. Yeah, and that's where I was getting with the whole, I mean, you can really be in your ego with the devil energy. This can be very greedy. It can be very sneaky. It can be very toxic. It can be the subconscious overruling the logic. It can be materialism. It can be like too much lust, okay? It's letting your abusive shadow self or the abusive shadow self of someone else to really like huff and puff and blow the house down, you know, that kind of energy where you can get inside your head. Beware that the thoughts inside your head do not get the better of you, and do not keep winning, because you will stay stuck in a loop, okay? And you won't take flight. In fact, you'll be a mythical freaking creature, okay? You'll be one of those people that, you know, they don't get discussed anymore. No one knows what happened to them. They just, you know, they're a mystery. You don't want to be that. And there's a sense of like underworld figures here, okay? And you don't want to be in that energy. You don't want to associate with that energy. There's something so much higher for you, okay? And I mean that in a sense of higher health, higher love, higher happiness. And there's a sense of service to others, okay? There's a sense of really inspiring others through this process. So do not let your sense of ego stop you from, first of all, making the moves you need to make, but then stop you from getting out of your head, I should say, or stop you from finding the right help, or stop you from taking the advice from the right help. And don't be so self-delusioned that you think this is all you deserve. Okay? Let's get some final messages for you, pile number 3. What is the advice here for pile number 3? Wow, that was very quick. Wow. Divine love and receiving, both with open arms. Look at that. That is very much 10 of Cups energy, okay? That is very much the energy that I'm getting from this success. 10 of Cups, arms outstretched, receiving all the best that everything that the universe has to offer you, that everything and everyone has to offer you. Wow. Do not fall into the trap of deluding yourself that that was all you deserved. It's a big, big message here. Okay, every day it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. Receive the highest divine plan. And I said hi, didn't I? Hi. Higher love, higher this. And that's your inner guidance, that voice, okay? And I also see that, even though it kind of looks like a seagull, but it that could very much be the eagle. Okay, that we were just talking about. Like, be the eagle. It's like you go first, take the leap, and the universe will follow. But then the people that you've inspired, they will actually follow too. And that can be super motivating, okay? When you've got people like coming up to you and saying, pile number 3, like, congratulations, I can't believe you just did that. I've been wanting to do that. How did you do it? Like, can you help me to do it? It can be so motivating. Or they're like, I just want to let you know that because of you, I did X, Y, and Z, and I completely changed my life. Very, very, very powerful energy, okay? But you're open to receiving your truth, first and foremost. Then you're open to receiving all that abundance with the sun energy in the background there, okay? And you're open to receiving the help that you may need at this time. Divine love. When you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with spirit, detaching from the toxicity. Okay, very much so. Look how dark this card is. Look how light this card is. Okay, it's facing the light and staying in the light and choosing every day, which can be extremely discomforting. Okay, can be extremely tedious and testing. But to get to this new planet, you can see it. You can see it. Okay, when you detach, you see it, but you have to keep your eye on it. Okay, you have to keep your eye on that highest prize. That's the divine love calling you in the right direction. And there's butterflies all over this card, so a strong sense of transformation, and you are growing your wings, okay? You're growing your wings that will help to lead yourself first, that then leads others, and very much a sense of divine timing, divine interference, divine detours to get you out of this toxic situation, set all of this right, put you in touch with the people who are going to help you, help ease your mind, and then freshen your energy, freshen those emotions, freshen your physical body, enable you to speak your truth, enable you to face the discomforts that you need to face in order for you to receive the highest level of abundance and happiness that you deserve, pile number 3. I am wishing you so much good luck. I am so proud of you. Whatever this situation is, go for it. You've got this. This is your gentle truth from the divine. This is why it is time for you to let go, because this is what is ahead, okay? I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here, and of course for your energetic exchange of your likes, your shares, and your comments. So very much appreciated. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.